Have you ever taken a bite of your favorite cheese, maybe a soft, creamy slice of brie or a sharp cheddar, and thought, surely this can't be bad for me? What if I told you that one of those cheeses could silently be raising your risk of heart disease by up to 40%, and you wouldn't even know it? Sounds dramatic, I know. But according to a groundbreaking study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, certain cheeses, yes, even ones labeled heart healthy, are now being linked to faster cognitive decline, clogged arteries, and blood pressure spikes in people over 60. And the most shocking part? These are the very cheeses many of us grew up trusting. We sprinkled them on our soups, melted them into sandwiches, and served them proudly at family gatherings. Yet no one, especially not your doctor, is likely to have warned you about the hidden dangers some of these cheeses carry. It's not just about fat content anymore. It's about additives, processing, and the impact on your aging gut and heart. But take a breath, because it's not all bad news. In fact, there are some cheeses that are surprisingly good for you. They do more than just taste good. They actively protect your brain, your bones, and even your digestion. Today, we're diving deep into the world of cheese, revealing the 4 worst offenders that could be hurting your health, and the 4 best kinds that could actually help you feel younger, stronger, and sharper than ever. Type 1 in the comments if you're already surprised by this. Ready to discover the number 1 best cheese for seniors? Let's go there now. Taking the number 1 spot on our must-eat list is a cheese that's often overlooked in America, but it's been a secret weapon in Mediterranean diets for centuries: goat cheese. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Isn't goat cheese too tangy? Too soft? But here's the thing. Goat cheese is a nutritional powerhouse, especially for seniors. Unlike cheese made from cow's milk, goat cheese is packed with short-chain fatty acids, which your body finds much easier to digest. That means less bloating, less inflammation, and a gentler ride for your stomach. But it doesn't stop there. Goat cheese is also rich in selenium, vitamin A, and even trace minerals like copper and phosphorus, nutrients your brain and bones are absolutely craving after age 60. Some research even points to a possible connection between goat cheese and slower cognitive decline, thanks to its high antioxidant content. And let's not forget probiotics. Goat cheese contains live cultures that help feed your gut, the very center of your immune system. A healthy gut means fewer infections, better mood, and even improved nutrient absorption. For older adults dealing with digestive sluggishness, that's a big win. You can crumble it on salads, melt it into omelets, or spread it on whole grain toast with a few tomato slices. It's creamy, tangy, and satisfying. And your body will thank you for choosing it. And hey, have you ever had warm goat cheese with a drizzle of olive oil and herbs? If not, you're in for a treat. It tastes indulgent, but it's actually medicine in disguise. Now that we've covered the creamy king of senior-friendly cheeses, let's move on to something with a little more character, the cheese with the holes you know and love, Swiss. Let's talk about Swiss cheese. Yes, the one with the holes. But those holes? They're not just for looks. Swiss cheese might actually be one of the smartest choices for anyone over 60, especially if you're concerned about heart health and digestion. Here's why. First off, Swiss cheese is naturally low in sodium, which is a big deal. As we age, our blood vessels get stiffer and more sensitive to salt, making high blood pressure a serious concern. So when you reach for a cheese that won't spike your blood pressure, Swiss deserves a spot in your fridge. But it gets better. Swiss is also lower in lactose than many other cheeses. That's great news if you've developed a bit of lactose sensitivity later in life, which, let's face it, many of us have. You can enjoy it without the gas, bloating, or discomfort that other cheeses might bring. And here's the kicker. Swiss cheese contains vitamin K2, thanks to the special bacteria used during its fermentation process. Why is that important? K2 acts like a traffic cop for calcium, guiding it away from your arteries, where it can do damage, and into your bones, where it belongs. That means stronger bones and cleaner arteries. Oh, and let me share a fun little fact. The same bacteria that create those signature holes also help make Swiss cheese easier to digest. It's like nature knew exactly what our bodies needed as we aged. Slice it up for a sandwich, cube it for a snack, or melt it over steamed broccoli for a comforting, heart-friendly meal. Swiss doesn't just taste good, it works with your body, not against it. But maybe you're craving something a little saltier, a little zestier? Don't worry, we've got a cheese that packs a punch and still supports your gut. Let's talk feta next. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can salty feta possibly be on the healthy list? Surprisingly, it makes the cut. And not just barely. Feta cheese might be one of the most underrated superfoods for seniors when it's eaten the right way. Let's break it down. Traditional feta is made from sheep's milk, sometimes blended with a bit of goat's milk. That already makes it different from the usual cow's milk cheeses, which can be harder to digest as we age. Sheep's milk is richer in medium-chain fatty acids, which are easier for your body to break down and convert into energy. In plain terms, that means less bloating, fewer gut issues, and more clean energy. But where feta really shines is its probiotic content. See, real feta is fermented. That means it's packed with good bacteria. The kind that help your digestive system stay balanced, your immune system stay sharp, and your inflammation levels stay low. And if you've been dealing with gas, irregularity, or general stomach upset, adding small amounts of feta to your meals could actually help. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: sodium. Yes, feta can be salty. But here's the simple fix most people don't know: just rinse it. That's right. A quick rinse under cold water before you use it can reduce the sodium content significantly without ruining the flavor. And because feta has a bold, tangy taste, you only need a little to make a big impact. Crumble it over roasted vegetables. Sprinkle it on a Mediterranean-style salad with olives and tomatoes. Or pair it with watermelon for a refreshing, hydrating summer snack perfect for seniors dealing with heat sensitivity or dehydration. And here's a bonus: calcium and phosphorus in feta help support bone health. That's crucial, especially since bone density tends to decrease rapidly after 60. Feta gives you a flavorful way to fight back, without the excess saturated fat found in many other cheeses. But now, it's time to shift gears. We've talked about the cheeses that love your body, but what about the ones that don't? Some cheeses are downright dangerous, especially after 60, and you probably have at least one of them sitting in your fridge right now. Let's talk about the 4 worst offenders and why they could be quietly undermining your health. All right, buckle up. This is where things get serious. Not all cheeses are created equal, and while some support your brain, bones, and blood pressure, others can silently sabotage your health. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to certain ingredients, and sadly, many popular cheeses are loaded with exactly the stuff your heart, kidneys, and nervous system don't need. Let's break down the 4 worst cheeses for seniors. The ones you should think twice before putting on your plate. First up, American cheese. It might be a nostalgic favorite, slapped on burgers or melted into grilled cheese. But here's the truth: it's not even real cheese. American cheese is technically a cheese product. That means it's made from scraps of cheese, emulsifying salts, food colorings, and artificial preservatives. One of the most concerning additives? Phosphates, which are linked to artery hardening and kidney strain, especially in older adults. And because it melts so smoothly, people tend to overeat it without even realizing it. Ask yourself, do you really want to fuel your body with a synthetic blend of chemicals pretending to be food? Next, blue cheese. Now, this one's tricky. Some people love the tangy, bold flavor of blue cheese. But the thing that gives it that flavor mold is also what makes it a risk. Blue cheese contains tyramine, a compound formed during fermentation. In younger people, tyramine isn't much of an issue. But as we age, it can trigger serious side effects, like migraines, spikes in blood pressure, and even heart palpitations. If you've ever felt dizzy, flushed, or headachy after eating blue cheese, this could be the culprit. Not worth the gamble, right? Third on the danger list, cream cheese. It seems innocent, soft, spreadable, perfect on a bagel. But cream cheese is one of the highest fat, lowest nutrient cheeses out there. Most varieties are made with heavy cream, which means you're getting loads of saturated fat with very little protein or calcium. Worse yet, cream cheese has a short shelf life. If it's even slightly past its prime or improperly refrigerated, it becomes a breeding ground for Listeria bacteria, a dangerous foodborne pathogen that's particularly risky for seniors. Listeria can cause everything from severe stomach upset to hospitalization. And finally, the number one worst offender, processed cheese spreads. You know the kind. They come in plastic tubs or foil-wrapped blocks. These spreads are heavily processed and usually loaded with trans fats, sodium, and chemical stabilizers. The problem? Trans fats are toxic to your heart and brain. They raise bad LDL cholesterol, lower good HDL cholesterol, and increase your risk of stroke, dementia, and heart attack. Add to that the kidneys strain from all the sodium and preservatives, and you've got a cheese that's more like a health hazard in disguise. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt bloated, lightheaded, or sluggish after eating processed cheese? You're not imagining it. These aren't just side effects. They're warning signs. Your body is trying to tell you something. Now, I'm not here to scare you, but I do want you to be empowered. The next time you open your fridge, take a good look at your cheese drawer. Is it filled with bright orange slices wrapped in plastic? Soft spreads with mile-long ingredient lists? If so, you have the power to make a better choice starting today. And in our final segment, I'll show you exactly how. So now you know the truth. Not all cheese is bad, but not all cheese is good either. And for those of us over 60, these choices matter more than ever. Because what we eat today shapes how we move, think, and feel tomorrow. But here's the good news. You're not powerless. In fact, just making a few smart swaps can dramatically protect your heart, brain, and immune system. Let's put everything we've talked about into an easy action plan, so you can start benefiting right away. Let's say goodbye to the worst offenders, those health-sapping imposters like American cheese with its artery-hardening phosphates, blue cheese with migraine-triggering mold, cream cheese loaded with saturated fat and listeria risk, processed spreads full of trans fats and chemicals. Instead, stock your fridge with the 4 heroes your body will actually thank you for. Goat cheese. With gut-healing probiotics and brain-boosting nutrients. Swiss cheese, low in salt, lactose, and packed with bone-strengthening vitamin K2. Feta, rinsed. Rich in flavor, light on sodium, and a supercharged probiotic. Fresh mozzarella, soft, mild, and a smart alternative to salty, artificial spreads. Think about this. A simple snack of whole grain crackers with goat cheese. A slice of ripe tomato, a sprinkle of olive oil, and some crumbled feta. Or a fresh spinach salad topped with cubes of Swiss. These aren't just meals. They're mini doses of protection, fuel for your future. And if you're wondering whether small changes like these really make a difference, the answer is absolutely. Studies show that older adults who make better dairy choices have sharper memories, stronger bones, and even better moods. This isn't about giving up cheese. It's about choosing the right cheese. One that works with your body, not against it. Now I want to hear from you. Did any of these cheese facts shock you? Are you already using one of the good cheeses in your meals? Or do you need to do a little fridge clean-out? Let me know in the comments. Your story could help someone else make a healthier choice too. And if you found this helpful, even just one tip, please take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a friend who might benefit. We're building a community here, one where seniors support each other in staying strong, sharp, and independent. You deserve a life full of energy, clarity, and joy, and it starts with what's on your plate. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.